Hey everyone, Cody Schwabe here, founder of Google Dogs of War, and in this video I'm going to teach you 3 common myths that are pretty prevalent in our SEO industry. Now I want to expel these because there's a lot of controversy surrounding these, and there's actually a lot of different myths, but I wanted to touch on these 3 for a specific reason because these are 3 that I find very common with most people trying to do SEO. And then they get hung up on these few things, and so I wanted to expel them. Alright, so the first one, I'm going to jump right into it. The first one is that a lot of people think that you need some kind of previous authority in order to make a first page ranking. But the deal with ranking on the first page of Google is not the authority, right? So what I mean by authority is that either you have PageRank or your domain has like a bunch of authority behind it with maybe the age of the site, or you get a ton of traffic, or there's a lot of sites referring to yours. That's not, it's not true. In fact, there was a website that I built, and within the first week it was on the first page of Google for a term that actually had hundreds of thousands of competing pages, and I didn't have any backlinks to it at all because I had just built the site, just put content on it, and it had already ranked in the first page of Google, and it was actually in the top 3 with no previous backlinks. So that myth that you need tons of authority in order to make a first page ranking is just garbage. Now, the real determining factor of whether or not you make it to the first page of Google or not is actually based on your competition. And I tell a lot of people this because your competition really determines how much work you need to do. And so if you have a lot of competition for whatever the keyword is that you're going after, then that will determine if you need a ton of links, if you need to get traffic to it, if it needs extra juice to rank. So it's not that you need authority in order to rank, it's just it's really dependent on your competition. So there are keywords out there that you can rank for with no backlinks and get to the first page in no time. But it's all dependent on your competition and the keyword itself. Next is, a lot of people think that others can harm their site. Okay, so a big common thing that was actually, a lot of people thought of just within the last couple of years, but it's kind of dwindled. But there's still people that think this, is that a competitor of yours could actually harm your site. So say you had a site similar to someone else in your niche, right? And you're both competing for page 1 ranking. Well, then you think that this person, is going to try to boot you out of the rankings, right? And so by getting a whole bunch of bad links from maybe adult-related websites or hacking websites or stuff that, Google and really the general public is against, that by getting a lot of links or traffic from these sites and pushing it to yours, that they're actually going to harm you. Well, that again is just another myth. Google actually set up their algorithms that links from those types of sites can't hurt you. Now, they may not help, and they may not be relevant, but they can't harm you. So if that was the case, if it was true that you could harm another person's website by giving them bad links, everybody would be doing it. Instead of focusing on getting links and traffic and authority to their own sites, they would be going out there and trying to demolish their competition. Alright, so it's not true. They can't do that. Now, even if they got you some bad links, Google just weighs that against all the other links you have and a whole bunch of different other factors. So don't even worry about it. Now, the last thing is that, and this one is a big one, especially when I got started in SEO, was the specifics, right? So people think that there needs to be a specific amount of keywords on the page or in their body text, or that you need to use a certain amount of LSI keywords in their content, or they need to write out their content to a certain length. Does it need to be 250? Does it need to be 300, 400, 500? What is it? Well, the real answer is that there is no specific number for any of these things. Now, there are good guidelines, like 300 plus words for an article or blog post is good, and using a link in proportion to the amount of words that you have on the page, that's another good tactic. But what Google wants is for your content to look like you're not trying to please Google, right? So they don't want you to go out of your way. They don't want every post to be 300 page or 300 words in your blog. You know, they like variety. So if you have 250 here and then you have another blog post that's 400 or 500 words, you know, that looks way better than 300 words, 300 words, 300 words. Do you get what I'm saying? So with SEO, there is no specific, right? You don't need to get a specific number of backlinks to rank. You don't need to go after specific keywords only. You know, yes, they like relevancy. So if you can keep your content and your links relevant, then that's great. But there is no magic number of the amount of words or links or anything else that you need to use. All right, so that's it. Those are the 3 major myths that I wanted to bust today. I hope you found this valuable. In fact, if you want to get another free video right away, like right after this, there's a link by this video, either under or next to it or whatever, and the link takes you to a page where you can actually download the next video, and that one is about the 3 major things that the search engines look for to boost your ranking, right? So if you put these 3 things into your SEO, I can almost guarantee you that you're going to see way better results than all of your competition. Because your competition might be focusing on one piece, but if you have these 3 pieces, then you are going to be set up way better than they are. So what I want you to do is check out that video, click the link, go to that page, and watch that video as well. And there's actually a couple of other videos, if you haven't seen them already, that you can watch there as well. So again, my name is Cody Schwabe, founder of Google Dogs of War, and I hope to see you in the next video.